Hey guys, Llama Grant here, and welcome back to another episode of Terror Trek. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this movie right here, The Shining. The Shining came out in 1980, and it's pretty much a horror icon at this point. So I watched it a couple years ago, and for this series I thought, hey, why not bring it back? So, The Shining. What is there to say about The Shining that hasn't already been said? Well, I don't think I could really come up with anything that hasn't been said, but I can just give my basic opinion on how the experience went for me. Okay, so first I'll give a brief plot synopsis, as always. Okay, so plot, basic plot. A family decides to move into a hotel to hang out, and then they get caught in a snowstorm and are trapped there for a long amount of time. Due to the cramped nature of the hotel and the eerie feeling of the whole place, the main villain, I guess, of the story starts going a little insane and starts doing rash things to the point where it gets really bad. There's some supernatural things that happen in the form of hallucinations and dreams and stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting movie. Honestly, for me, this probably is something that's shared among a lot of people. I'm not sure, but for me, I felt like it was really, really slow. Now, yes, some horror movies are supposed to build up the tension and make you have a false sense of security before they bring on the big scares, but for this movie in particular, it doesn't really have that great of a payoff. Now, I know what you guys are probably thinking. Taylor, you don't know anything about horror movies. This is a masterpiece. Why are you bashing on it? Just shut up. Well, I'm not actually bashing on it at all. I found it very, very entertaining, and I enjoyed the entire way through. Despite it having a really long build-up and not that great of a payoff, it was very interesting, and it did keep my attention through the whole movie. Seeing the slow downfall of Jack's mental state through the entire film is really, really interesting to watch, and it just puts into perspective what the human mind is capable of when put in the wrong conditions, and just how easy it is for someone to go over the edge, you know. We also have the couple famous quotes that come from the movie, you know, here's Johnny being the one that everyone references in all pop culture. But I found the other line that people don't really reference as much to be pretty neat too, which was all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Some people have referenced that in some pop culture icons, but it's not as referenced as the Here's Johnny, because that's like the defining trait of the movie. Highlights of the movie for me would probably be the scenes where Jack is talking to himself and slowly losing his mind, and the very last scene of the movie when he's chasing his boy through the maze with the axe and is shouting his name. He's like, I'm coming! An episode of South Park actually parodied that exact scene, and it was pretty funny. So yeah, those are the scene highlights for me. Now, what do I give this movie as a rating from 1 to 10? Well, for me, this movie didn't really scare me at all. It was just a really fun experience, and I really liked the movie. But due to, the whole point of this series fact that it didn't really scare me, I'm gonna have to give it probably around a 5 or a 6, maybe 5.5. Just because it wasn't scary, but I still liked it a lot. Um, of course, because it didn't really scare me, the series will continue, and we'll keep reeking through a bunch of different movies to find one that actually does scare me. But The Shining, I definitely recommend watching it if you haven't already. If you haven't already, what the heck are you doing? It's a pop culture icon, very interesting film. Definitely recommend it. Um, the young uh, the young actors in the movie aren't that bad. The scenes are pretty suspenseful. Like when Jack puts an axe in the back of that one guy, and when he's chasing him through the maze, as I mentioned earlier. And Jack Nicholson does a really good job of showing Jack go insane. It's pretty weird that they both share the same name. Pretty poetic. As for the whole like subplot of how the mansion is actually like a haunting figure and everything, I mean, it's really interesting at the very end to see, the photo and how Jack was there the whole time and everything like that. But in the end, it kind of doesn't really add anything. It just gives a last moment whoa to the whole thing instead of actually like trying to flesh out everything that happened. Now, talking about The Shining actually as the physical thing described in the movie, that's kind of interesting, but that also really doesn't do much during the movie. It's kind of like filler, but not really. It adds to the movie, but not so much that if you took that out of the movie, you wouldn't know what was going on. Anyway, highly recommend this movie, and hope you guys watch it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!